Good evening to all of you students, boys and girls, and dear guardians. I am Dr. Anurag Agrawal, Professor in English Literature, and this is OSN Academy Private Limited, an academy which is known pan-India for the last 20 years for nurturing students for UGC NET as well as IAS mains in English Literature. Today, this is a very special session for thousands and thousands of students who are watching me here or will be watching after the classes are over in the recording section. So, students, concentrate on this lecture and with full concentration, complete this lecture till I end this today. Why? Because it is a blessing for you students that after 20 years of teaching English literature on a pan-India scale, teaching IAS mains in English literature on a pan-India scale, I am here to announce, as I have already told in the last YouTube live lecture day before yesterday, that I got hundreds and hundreds of calls and WhatsApp and messages to start a very new course which is the need of the era. And what is the need of the era, students? That is the soft skills, the training which I am going to give you through my live online classes on my personal platform where I have been teaching UGC NET and IAS 2. So this is a platform, students, where the students will be aware that what I am going to start. So today I will start my class with a question to you students. Just listen this question. Are you among those 9 out of 10 students? Are you among the 9 out of 10 students who are finding it difficult to grab the opportunity possibly passing by your side? If anyone answered yes to the question, that yes sir, I am finding it difficult, I am actually 9 out of 10. मैं उन 9 बच्चे में से हूँ, 10 बच्चों में जिसको ये दिक्कत हो रही है. Then communication is the area where individual needs to work. Learners must have the ability to articulate their thoughts and to express their ideas with a lot of precision. And this applies both to written as well as verbal communication. Can you write a concise email? Can you write something which highlights the main points of the business strategy? Can you write some documentation, some documents, some dissertation, some letters? If you are going for any interviews or if you are selected as a lecturer in the Department of English, in the Department of Management or in different other departments, even in the government sector or the private sector, can you convey the concerns which are asked by the management? Can you answer the questions effectively in the business meeting? Can you prepare a report yourself? Can you do everything which is needed in your job? And 9 out of 10 students will fumble, will say, sir, I have the idea, but I cannot incorporate. I cannot, I'm not feeling good to understand that how to go about it. So students, when you are armed with the right skills, with the work values, individuals and people can achieve goals par excellence. As I have taught more than 25,000 students pan-India in the field of English literature, and thousands of students are my students who are working as assistant professors in the entire country, they know what is English. They know that what is the value of English today in the entire country and in the entire world. And yes, I am not going to teach you spoken English which is taught by the coaching centers. No. I am not going to teach you subject, predicate, verb and tenses and all these things. Because I can understand that these things you yourself know. But my own English based soft skill tools, training programs which is designed for you students to help the professionals bring out their best in the area of innovation, in the area of creativity and making you efficient. Fine students, so Karthik, good evening all of you students, Shaili, good evening, Sujata and Shubham, all of you, good evening. So listen it carefully और आपके जो भी मैसेजेस होंगे मैं आपका सबका जवाब दूंगा स्टूडेंट्स, बहुत ध्यान से हमारे इस लेक्चर को सुनिएगा. So these skills, this training program which I am going to start from tomorrow evening, such as time management, better communication, team building, presentation skills, which is always needed by every lecturer of any subject. And for example, all those students who are not going for lecturership, they are going for any extra jobs, maybe corporate, maybe chartered accountants, maybe doctors, maybe their family sisters and friends, they may also take these classes, which is going to help an individual build a well-rounded personality. And if you are a beginner, beginners can also ease their transition from being a campus student to a corporate professional through our campus to the corporate course. And that too sitting at home at a very cozy corner at your home, and that too with my live classes and with my online classes, automatic recorded classes. Fine students, Manoj, Pranam, good evening Manoj. So now just I am going to write something here. The fundamental question. What is this? The fundamental questions. And before I approach to my lecture today, before you understand that how blessed the students are in India today who will get my classes, and I am very happy that in the last 2 days so many WhatsApp messages came to me, and most of the messages came from the UGC net students who said that, sir, it is a blessing that I want to join these classes immediately, because they understood the value of this thing. And even if you qualify UGC net in any of the subjects, ultimately these classes are going to make you excel wherever you go in all the quarters and walks of life in your upgradation. So one more thing I am going to tell you, very important before starting this lecture, that 2 classes are going to start from tomorrow. The first class 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. and that is the soft skills, the training program for the betterment of your communication, where I will be taking so many things for months together. And the second batch is the live online batch of UGC net in English literature, where UGC net English, PGT in English, SET in English, and all those students who are with English literature, they can enroll themselves as soon as possible for the June examination or for the December examination as well. Don't wait for the December examination कि सर जुलाई आएगा तब हम एडमिशन लेंगे. जुलाई आएगा, लेकिन अगर आप पहले से ले लेते हैं तो it is a blessing for you that you can even revise your course for the December exam. Now, so मैं यहाँ लिख देता हूँ 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. that is soft skills classes, and 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. that is UGC net English live classes. So those who want to enroll in this, or those who want to enroll in both, they may WhatsApp me after the class, and don't miss a single class students. ये बात सच है कि आप रिकॉर्डेड से भी पढ़ सकते हैं. अगर आप लेट भी होता है, अगर आप 2-4 दिन बाद भी एडमिशन लेते हैं या बच्चे लेते रहेंगे, उसमें नुकसान कोई नहीं है. बट yes, it is those who come to know and those who are going to follow my advice, then it is advisable that take all the live classes and automatic recorded classes. So now I am going to come to the point because this was also important for you to tell students. Atul Pawar, good evening Atul, good evening all of you students. Bharat, hi Bharat, LB, Mary John, good evening sir LB. So आप लोग students, ये हम कहना चाहेंगे यहाँ पे कि आप जो भी students यहाँ पे हमें देख रहे हैं, मैसेज कर रहे हैं, ये भी ज़रूर बताइएगा कि सर हम इस कोर्स को करना चाहते हैं. Either the soft skills program which is going to start in my own personal channel. I have our own channel where you will be getting the classes personal channel. YouTube is not a class, YouTube is an awareness program. It is basically the students are aware that how to get the classes and what is going on in India. And the second batch is going to start at 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. That is my UGC net English class, that is online live classes. फाइन. सो हमारा ये कहना है स्टूडेंट्स कि जो भी बच्चे हमें देख रहे हैं वो यहाँ पे ये भी जरूर बताएं कि सर आई वांट टू हैव द सॉफ्ट स्किल्स प्रोग्राम और आई वांट टू यूजीसी नेट क्लासेस. द नंबर्स आर गिवन हियर ऑन दिस डायस. You may note down this number, and after the class you may WhatsApp me and send you the details. I will give you all the details. Fine students. So now The fundamental question, just listen it carefully. Now I will not answer in the messages. You keep on messaging, I will answer you everything. The fundamental questions. Fine students, यहाँ पे ये है students कि in the teaching of any subject, किसी भी subject को हमें पढ़ाना है, whether it is mathematics, whether it is astrology, whether it is science, social studies, English, language, history, home science, any philosophy, administration, public administration, there are some fundamental questions which a teacher must answer himself before teaching. एक टीचर को खुद से आंसर करना पड़ेगा किसी भी टीचर को किसी भी सब्जेक्ट को पढ़ाने के लिए, और उन क्वेश्चंस को हम ग्रुप करते हैं. हाउ डू दीज क्वेश्चंस आर ग्रुप्ड? I have made this grouping for you students to understand that how you are going to be taught by me in the soft spoken training program for English, for communication, for your upgrowth, for your upgradation, to face the interviews, for anything in your life. And आपको मैं ये चैलेंज करता हूँ, ये गारंटी देता हूँ कि आज जब ज्वाइन करेंगे उसके 15 दिन के अंदर आपको ये फील होना शुरू हो जाएगा कि oh my God, which I could not do in the last 20 years, sir has done in 15 days, then 30 days, then 45 days. And this improvement graph you can see yourself without coming to Lucknow, without attending my physical classes, directly online. और यही एडवांटेज है हमारा साइंस का. Coming to the point, पहला क्वेश्चन है, फर्स्ट जो हम क्वेश्चन करते हैं, द हु क्वेश्चन. व्हाट इज दिस? बहुत स्पेशल लेक्चर है मेरा स्टूडेंट्स, बहुत ध्यान से सुनिएगा. यमुना कह रही हैं सर स्पीक ऑलवेज इन इंग्लिश. Yamuna, I always try to speak in English 99%, but because Hindi is our mother tongue and 3/4 of the India has, they are most, comfortable in Hindi also, so it is in a habit कि वो हिंदी बीच में आ जाती है. But I always care that my students are much more in quantity in South India also, but I will try that I don't speak in Hindi. So the who question. The question who means who is the teacher, and then who is the taught. And what is the answer, students? Who is the teacher and who is the taught? Both are human beings. दोनों मनुष्य हैं. And teaching and learning are carried on by human beings. Therefore, a teacher must bear in mind this fact that the material with which he is dealing is not inanimate but animate. ध्यान से सुनिएगा, not inanimate but animate. I am sure you must be knowing the meaning of all these two words. Shubham, yes, the lecture will always remain there. This is the demo class for all over India students to understand the quality, the content and the purpose and the level of the class, so that accordingly they can plan. जैसे students join करते हैं UGC NET other subjects में in the OSN Academy, in the same way this is a new course which I am launching, and you are most welcome to join it. Many of the students have enrolled themselves in the last 2 days even. So coming to the point, and I am sure you know the meaning of animate as well as animate. So आपको ये पता होना चाहिए that he is dealing with not inanimate but animate, and he should have an intimate knowledge. Intimate मतलब होता है बहुत ज्यादा. Not only of the tools. मान लीजिए ये हमारे पास बहुत सारे tools हैं, तो he should have an intimate knowledge not only of the tools but also of the material he is working in. जिस मटेरियल पे आप काम कर रहे हैं उसकी भी बहुत ज्यादा नॉलेज आपको होनी चाहिए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यहां पे मैं आपको एग्जाम्पल दे सकता हूं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट दिस कोर्स फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू स्टूडेंट्स. तो हमारे पास बहुत सारे टूल्स हैं जिससे हम आपको सिखाएंगे. with the project which I am going to take for you. And if I am not knowing the tools, how will I teach you? So a teacher, a professor should have an intimate knowledge not only of his tools but also of the material he is working in. This means, for example, I am going to take this course. I know that what is the material I am going to work upon for you students, so that you are benefited. And you may be proud that I am a student of Dr. Agrawal, who has given me such a process that today what I am because of OSN Academy and the blessings of Dr. Agrawal, which I have been doing since past 20 years. My students have, they are in the entire country as teachers, assistant professors, and I'm actually proud of them. Even the Delhi University colleges have my students from Pondicherry to Kashmir. And no method can ever be effective and successful unless a teacher possesses this knowledge of the material. What do you mean by this, students? That Tom, Dick and Harry should not go for anything. And today is the time when only the students are befooled by the people who are like Tom, Dick and Harry. They don't have that level of any course, whatever it may be, and they just put aboard this course. Students come and they are befooled. I get so many calls from the students all over India that sir, I joined there, but it was totally a waste of money. So देखिए, मैं वही चीज आपसे कह रहा हूं, no method can be effective and successful unless a teacher possesses this knowledge of the material. And it is here that psychology steps in. यहाँ पे psychology enter करती है. How psychology plays a vital role here. Why and how? It helps us to have a better understanding of how the human mind works. अब यहाँ पे देखिए, मैं आपको एग्जांपल देता हूँ शेक्सपियर का. Shakespeare, you all know, was a great dramatist. The entire world knows him from past 500, 600 years. And he was a great psychologist. How it is possible, students, that 500 साल पहले he had that psychology in mind to understand the nature of the human beings. And he has portrayed hundreds of characters, maybe Portia, maybe Bassanio, maybe Antonio, maybe Shylock, maybe anybody. And today even in our society, we see such characters here in our society, in our family, in our near dear ones. और हम लोग example में कहते हैं, see, this person is a Shylock. See, he is a Romeo, he is a Juliet. Why we take the names? So this is called the psychological development. And it is here that psychology steps. And psychology works to have a better understanding of how the human mind works. And this knowledge, students, will help a teacher to know that at a certain age, a child may have one type of faculty more pronounced than another. And it is this knowledge that the teacher should make use of. और यही चीज है जिसको टीचर को इस्तेमाल करना है. And suppose if you are a student and I am a teacher and taught का हमारा आपका relation है. You are a child. So the interest of the child continue to change with this growth. जैसे जैसे आप बड़े होते हैं वैसे वैसे आपका interest change होता रहता है. And the teacher should select his teaching material in accordance with these developments. और teacher का तभी वो अच्छा टीचर है जब आपकी जरूरत के हिसाब से हम अपना टीचिंग मटेरियल बदलते रहें और डेवलपमेंट के साथ आपको वो चीज देते रहें. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जैसे मैंने अभी आपको बताया कि आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू टीच यू लाइक द मार्केट पीपल यू टीचिंग स्पोकन इंग्लिश. नो, नॉट एट ऑल. व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू टीच यू इज सो प्रेशियस दैट यू विल नॉट फाइंड अ सेकंड सिस्टम व्हिच आई एम गोइंग टू गिव यू फ्रॉम टुमारो. And that is what is the requirement of today's era for you students. क्योंकि हमारा जो स्टूडेंट का लॉट है, जो हमारा स्टूडेंट्स का जो प्रोफाइल है, उनमें उनको सब्जेक्ट, प्रेडिकेट और वर्ब और टेंस और ये ग्रामर की जरूरत नहीं है. डेफिनेट और इंडेफिनेट और इसकी जरूरत नहीं है. You need something much more than that because you are a grown-up child. For example, between the age of 11 and 18, अगर कोई स्टूडेंट, कोई बच्चा 11 से 18 साल के बीच का है, a child is very conscious. A child is very conscious so that he is afraid of making a fool of himself. If a teacher constantly makes his pupils feel that they are inferior to him, if he is intolerant and impatient, scolds them and humiliates them, he will never be able to inspire them, make them interested in the subject, and therefore he will not be able to teach effectively. इसका मतलब आप हिंदी में कहिए तो मैं फिर से बता दूं. अगर कोई टीचर बार बार अपने बच्चों से ये कहता है कि देखो बच्चों, तुम इंफीरियर हो, तुम्हें कुछ नहीं आता, if he is intolerant and impatient, अगर हम आपको डांटते हैं, ह्यूमिलिएट करते हैं, then I will never be an inspiration for you all. You cannot make your interest in my subject, and therefore he will not be able to teach effectively. I'll just take a 30 seconds break, students, because बहुत सारे messages आ गए हैं. Shubham, thank you, sir. Lecture is very interesting. I must join. Yes, Shubham, thank you so much. Good evening, Dinesh. Is this available on YouTube on your paid part? Hari Om, this is a demo class which all over India students had requested me to take the demo class so that they can assess that whatever is they need. So this is a demo class. From tomorrow it will be my own panel, my own channel, where you will be getting the classes, and it will be a paid class. Sachinanand Yadav, hello sir, good evening. I am a student at University of Allahabad. It's a golden opportunity to every student watching the live classes. Yes, Sachinanand, I think that you have already had a word with me long back. I don't know whether you qualified net or you joined my online classes or not. Is this a common class? Yes, LB John, this is a common class for the entire country students who can be a part of the system for their growth, for their development, to become anything, because English is something which is compulsory for every child. Hari Om Sokal, imagine at that time resources are less and Shakespeare was the person who did not clear his, but no one can complete his. Yes, Hari Om, that is why I took the example of Shakespeare. Let's see the level of psychology. He was such a great psychologist कि उसने 500 साल या 5000 साल भी बीत जाएगा, then also the things will remain same. Then also we will find the characters here in our society. Fine. So I wish that आप हमारे जितने भी students कल से join करेंगे, एक महीने बाद, 2 महीने बाद, कुछ समय बाद, you start speaking in English, you are able to frame good sentences, you are able to write well, and yes, your parents will also feel happy, you will feel happy. If you are married, your wife will feel happy, your children will feel happy, your brothers and sisters will feel happy, and yes, wherever you are working, in the working environment, your manager, your director, your principal, everybody will be happy. And if you are an entrepreneur, you will be a very successful entrepreneur if you have that command of English. Fine. Even if you are not in UGC NET qualified, even if you have not qualified in a competitive exam, you can have n number of jobs with this profile. Fine. So, yeah, hi sir, was it to inform you who I called? Abhijit. Hi sir, was it you whom I called? Yes, Abhijit. It was me. I am Dr. Agrawal. You have called me a few minutes back. Fine, Abhijit. So, now let me again start the class. So, मैंने आपको बताया कि तभी हम effectively पढ़ा सकते हैं, हम बच्चों को इंस्पायर कर सकते हैं. Teachers are the best inspiration for the students, and the teacher should be polite. Teacher should not be impatient. Teacher should always say that yes, student, you can do it, and you will do it. Nothing is impossible in this world. Fine. Yes, you should have that connectivity with the teacher. I always say all teachers are good. Every teacher has a human heart, but one should join that place. हमारे कहने से किसी को ज्वाइन नहीं करना है, आपको वहां ज्वाइन करना है, वहां पढ़ना है यूजीसी नेट इंग्लिश या कोई भी कोर्स हो, where you feel that connectivity with the teacher, that yes, it is there. और जैसे हमारे समाज में, हमारे ग्रंथों में ये बताया गया है कि पेरेंट्स के बाद या पेरेंट्स के पहले भी टीचर का बहुत महत्व है जिंदगी में, कि अगर टीचर को आपने एक रोल मॉडल माना है, जो मैंने भी अपने बचपन में माना था, and I followed my guardians, I followed my teachers of University of Allahabad. I am a student of University of Allahabad, and today even my professors, my guru, they remember me, I remember them. और आज जहाँ भी मुझे मिलते हैं, मैं जमीन पे बैठ करके उनका पैर छूता हूँ. So that is the connectivity. आज हम जो कुछ भी हैं, आज उनके blessings से हैं. So students, never think that everything is commercial. No, never. Understand that it is a blessing to get a good teacher in your life. Maybe you follow that teacher or don't follow that teacher, but yes, teachers have a very, very vital role to play in the life of the student. I can show you, I can even tell 1000 stories of my students all India who have communicated with me, who have been taught by me, and today they all over India, वो जो कहते हैं ना, प्रकाश डाल रहे हैं पूरे हिंदुस्तान में अपने teaching से, which they got from my system. So the teacher should establish a very quick, a very systematic and sympathetic relationship with the pupils. And a teacher should also remember that at this age, a child's brain works more in a very synthetic way than analytical way. Why? क्योंकि analytics हम लगाते हैं, बड़े होकर के लगाते हैं. So that children in this age group should not be taught things demanding an analytical type of mind, such as analysis. It is not their cup of tea. As there are various stages of development, the methods of teaching at different age levels will also vary. वही मैंने जो आपसे बात कही कि आज से कुछ समय पहले आपका सिस्टम अलग था, आज कुछ और है, कल कुछ और रहेगा. So students, sometimes क्या होता है कि लोग, people argue, they discuss that the teacher should not make things too easy for the pupils and not use material aids in the classroom. देखिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट आने वाला है आपके सामने. बहुत ज्यादा एड्स क्लासरूम में नहीं होना चाहिए. आज के जमाने में देखिए कंप्यूटर, कैलकुलेटर, हर चीज हम बच्चों को दे चुके हैं. उनका ब्रेन का डेवलपमेंट रुक गया है. उनको 2 into 2 करना है तो वो कैलकुलेटर ले लेते हैं. 2 into 2 is equal to 4. We still remember our बचपना कि जब हम लोग से पूछा जाता था, we used to calculate in the imagination and tell the answer. 9 9s are 81. You ask a child, he will say 9 into 9 computer पे, laptop पे, and then he will say 81. So this argument seems psychologically wrong. Pupils, students, they want to touch, they want to feel, they want to see things. फिर से मैं रिपीट कर रहा हूं सेंटेंस. Students, they want to touch, they want to feel, they want to see the things, and they want to handle it with care. And this process gives them real experience, and they never forget the material taught to them in this way. And this touch, this feel, this to see, to feel, to touch, this I give to my students through my online classes, though you are sitting far behind. You are not physically present. But my system makes you feel that you are in my grip, that you are sitting here in front of me. That Dr. Agrawal is with you at your doorstep, teaching you live, and that too, which is not possible without science. And this process gives them the real experience, and they never forget the material taught to them in this way. इस प्रकार से मैं पढ़ाऊंगा, इस प्रकार से मैं पढ़ाता हूं कि वो चीज आपको कभी भूलने ना पाए. Unless it can be proved by actual experiments in the classroom that these ideas lead to better results than the opposite ones, we should not subscribe to them or follow them. Preeti, hello. Preeti, hello beta, how are you? All of you, yes, you may ask your questions, students. And now पहला क्वेश्चन हो गया the who question. Now the second question is, यही ग्रुपिंग आपको मैं बताऊंगा और लेक्चर एंड होने के बाद आप सुनिएगा YouTube पे, दोबारा से सुनिएगा, तिबारा से सुनिएगा और देखिएगा कि आपको क्या मिला. पहला था the who question. सेकंड है, सेकंड लिख सकते हैं आप the what question. What question? The what question. So what is this what question? The second important question, what, deals with the nature of the subject. What kind of thing it is? It is very unfortunate that teaching a language is considered to be the same thing as teaching of any other subject. ये बहुत unfortunate है students. हम समझते हैं कि टीचिंग मतलब जो एक कॉमन मास में जो एक जो सोच है लोगों की वो ये है कि टीचिंग अ लैंग्वेज इज कंसीडर्ड टू बी द सेम एज टीचिंग ऑफ एनी अदर सब्जेक्ट्स, मे बी हिस्ट्री, ज्योग्राफी, मैथमेटिक्स, एसेट्रा एसेट्रा. बट द नेचर ऑफ एवरी सब्जेक्ट कैन नॉट बी द सेम. When we teach history, we teach our pupils an accumulated body of knowledge which we have collected from all over. And when we teach a language, whether it is a foreign language or a mother tongue, suppose I am going to teach from tomorrow this language, so this is not our mother tongue, this is a foreign language for India. So we teach them how to handle the tools of that language. Remember this thing. ये कोई नहीं पढ़ाता है स्टूडेंट्स. ग्रामर पे बेस नहीं करना है आपको स्पोकन और अपनी कम्युनिकेशन, टूल्स पे बेस करना है. फाइन, वी आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन द थ्योरी ऑफ लैंग्वेज. 99.9% फिनिशिंग स्कूल्स में और क्लासेस में यू विल फाइंड लैंग्वेज की थ्योरी पढ़ा रहे हैं. 90 days, 100 days, all humbug. We are not interested in the theory of language at all. Language is a skill a special tool for sending and receiving messages, and the tool has got to be used. उसकी आदत होनी चाहिए, and we can become skillful users of a tool only if we have the constant practice in using it. Again, I will say this thing: practice. Practice makes a man perfect. Fine. So ये चीज हमेशा ध्यान रखिएगा. We can become skillful users of a tool only we have the constant practice in using it. And this must be kept in mind from the very first day one begins to teach a language. ये चीज आप लोग ध्यान रखेंगे जब हम कल क्लास शुरू करेंगे. We must not allow the unskillful use of this complicated tool called language. Fine. So this is called the what question. What to study. The who हो गया, what to study. I am sure now you will be able to understand कि what का मतलब क्या होता है. Fine. And the tools of a language. The tools of a language are its structures. जैसे कोई भी बिल्डिंग है तो वो पिलर्स पे होती है, वो उसका स्ट्रक्चर है. तो जो tools of a language are its structures, which are the basic units, and that molds, that constitutes the framework of the language. वही pillars हैं. And the example of these structures can be found in many patterns. For example, हम आपको एक example दे सकते हैं. The washerman is washing clothes on the river bank, and the man in the corner is eating biscuits today. So these are the examples of the same structure. A structure is a frame, a mold, and words alone are not important. केवल बहुत ध्यान से ये बात को समझिएगा, मैं जो कह रहा हूं कि शब्द केवल इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं होता. I can show you many people who have lot of vocabulary, but they are not able to write a single sentence. तो बहुत गलत लोग गाइड करते हैं फिनिशिंग स्कूल्स में. वर्ड्स अलोन आर नॉट इंपॉर्टेंट. आपने बुक्स खरीद ली, वर्ड पावर मेड इजी खरीद लिया बाई सच एंड सच ऑथर, आपने रेन एंड मार्टिन खरीद लिया, आपने लैंग्वेज की बुक खरीद लिया, किसी ने कहा कि अखबार पढ़ लीजिए, किसी ने कहा ग्रामर पढ़ लीजिए, किसी ने कहा कि ये सुन लीजिए, किसी ने कहा कि लेक्चर सुन लीजिए, and students they just do whatever they are told. No, words alone are not important. Their place in a sentence is also very important, and I can say most important. आपको यहाँ पे एक शब्द मैं बताता हूँ, बहुत अच्छी चीज मुझे याद आ गई है. मैं मैसेज पढ़ रहा हूँ स्टूडेंट का. जगदीश, हाय जगदीश, I want to share with all the students that when I joined complete classes by Dr. Agrawal, I acknowledge that actually we have benefited from this brief knowledge, all of English literature aspirants. Thank you dear students, and I hope more and more students will be benefited. I hope so. Thank you. So हम आपको एक एग्जाम्पल बताते हैं कि words alone are not very important and their place in the sentence is very important. एक मैं लाइन लिखता हूँ स्टूडेंट. There is little water in the jug. अब यहां पे ये बताइए कि यहां पे इसका क्या मतलब हुआ. अनिल खोटे, गुड इवनिंग अनिल. स्टूडेंट्स बहुत अच्छी चीज आपसे पूछ रहे हैं, बहुत ध्यान से समझिएगा. देयर इज लिटिल वाटर इन द जग. अब हमें बस ये बताइए अब मैसेज बॉक्स में कि सर लिटिल का मतलब यहां पे क्या होता है. प्लीज जल्दी हमको यहां पे मैसेज बताइए कि आपको यहां पे लिटिल का मतलब क्या समझ में आया. बस इतना बता दीजिए मुझे बस, so that I may continue my class immediately. I am just waiting students. नहीं, सौरभ मिश्रा ने कहा है फुल ऑफ वाटर होगा. देयर इज लिटिल वाटर इन द जग, फुल ऑफ वाटर होगा. और स्टूडेंट्स, सौरभ आपने अनफॉर्चुनेटली आपने बेटा गलत बताया है. मोहम्मद थोड़ा सा होगा. मोहम्मद शाहिद खान आपने कहा थोड़ा सा होगा. और स्टूडेंट्स हम चाहते हैं कि जल्दी और स्टूडेंट्स हमें आंसर दें जिससे कि आपको ताजुब होगा कि जब मैं इसका आपको आंसर बताऊंगा। मैं ये चाहता हूं कि देखें कि कोई स्टूडेंट एग्जैक्ट वो मीनिंग बता पा रहा है कि नहीं, तब आपको ये समझ में आएगा कि हम जो एक्चुअली पढ़ते हैं वो कितना गलत पढ़ते हैं और कितनी टेक्निकल गाइडेंस की जरूरत होती है टू बिकम समथिंग विच दैट इज कॉल्ड द परफॉर्मेंस लेवल। कि हम जब बोलें, हम जब लिखें, हम जब कहीं खड़े हों, हमारे चेहरे से वो विद्युता, वो बात, वो चीज झलके। वो कब आएगी? जब आपके पास प्रॉपर नॉलेज होगी। और प्रॉपर नॉलेज कब होगी? जब आप प्रॉपर सिस्टम में होंगे। नो वाटर। एलबी मैरी जॉन ने कहा है नो वाटर, देयर इज नो वाटर इन द जग। सो एलबी, आई एम वेरी हैप्पी टू नो दैट यू हैव गिवन द राइट आंसर। सो अगर आप मेरे सामने होती तो मैं शायद आपको चॉकलेट से आपका मुंह मीठा करता, जो मैं नहीं कर पा रहा हूं। लेकिन हम चाहते हैं कि एलबी आप मुझे व्हाट्सएप करेंगी, आप मुझे अपना एड्रेस भेजेंगी, मैं आपको एक सिल्क का चॉकलेट आपके घर भेजूंगा। दिस इज माय प्रॉमिस टू यू। क्योंकि आपने ये जो आंसर दिया है, जनरली बच्चे इसको गलत बताते हैं। आई एम सो हैप्पी दैट यू हैव द नॉलेज दैट इट हैज नो वाटर। कुलदीप, आपने भी गलत बताया, ये इसका आंसर नहीं है। इसका आंसर सही बताया है एलबी मैरी जॉन ने। एलबी, ओके एलबी। सो देयर इज लिटिल वाटर इन द जग का मतलब होता है स्टूडेंट्स, देयर इज नो वाटर इन द जग मींस कि देयर इज नॉट अ सिंगल ड्रॉप ऑफ वाटर इन द जग। जग पूरा सूखा है। सो दैट इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ लैंग्वेज। बट इन कॉमन पार्लेंस जब हम बोलेंगे, फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं आपको यह भी बता देता हूं कि जब हम कॉमन पार्लेंस में, कॉमन भीड़ में होते हैं, जहां पे वो लेवल के लोग नहीं होते हैं, और हम बोलते हैं अरे जरा सी वो पानी लाना, देयर इज लिटिल वाटर इन द जग, देखो जरा सी प्यास लगी, पी ले। दिस मींस कि देयर इज वाटर इन द जग, क्योंकि वहां पे वो विद्युता के लोग नहीं हैं। इट डिपेंड्स कि आप किस प्लेटफॉर्म पे, किस डायस पे खड़े होकर के वो बोल रहे हैं। इसी तरह से एक एग्जांपल मैं और दे सकता हूं, देयर इज लिटिल मनी इन माय पर्स। सो इसका मतलब होता है कि मेरे पास 5 पैसे भी मेरे पर्स में नहीं है। अदरवाइज कॉमन आदमी इसको समझेगा कि मेरे पास थोड़े पैसे हैं। फाइन। सो ये होता है। सौरभ, हाँ नहीं, तो अब आपको मेरे ख्याल से क्लियर हो गया होगा कि व्हाट इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ लैंग्वेज। और यही होता है टूल्स जो आप हमारे साथ कल से पढ़ने वाले हैं। और तब आपको समझ में आएगा कि हम कहां मिस कर रहे थे और कितनी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है ये लाइफ में इसको पाना। सो स्टूडेंट्स, it is not possible to teach all the structures of one's mother tongue, let alone a foreign language. So what can a teacher do about it? सब कुछ तो नहीं पढ़ाया जा सकता। So टीचर कैसे क्या करे? So इसका एक बहुत सिंपल सा आंसर है, he should select the material as he does in other subjects. जैसे आप मैथमेटिक्स पढ़ना है, you go to the market, you take mathematics books, you take history, science, geography, social studies for each stage. And the student should select certain words, phrases, formulas, idioms, sentences for each stage of presentation. Fine. And if a teacher is satisfied with what he is taught, अगर हम आपको जो पढ़ा रहे हैं, अगर हमें सेटिस्फैक्शन मिल रहा है कि जो हम पढ़ा रहे हैं वो हमारे बच्चों को समझ में आ रहा है, एंड जो भी हम पढ़ा रहे हैं उससे हम सेटिस्फाइड फील करते हैं, एंड द ऑर्डर इन विच इट इज टॉट, बहुत ध्यान से सुनिएगा, एक मैंने वर्ड लगाया है ऑर्डर। ऑर्डर का मतलब होता है कि अगर हम कोई चीज ये पढ़ा रहे हैं, फिर ये आ रहा है, फिर ये आ रहा है, ये क्रोनोलॉजिकल में आता जा रहा है। ये नहीं कि यहां की चीज पहले यहां पढ़ा दी, यहां की चीज यहां पढ़ा दी, यहां की चीज यहां पढ़ा दी। द ऑर्डर इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। फाइन। So, and the order in which it is taught, there is a great deal he can do about how it is taught. Fine. So, the what question answers two things: the nature of the subject and the selection of the material. What to teach in a language. Ultimately, question क्या हो गया? What to teach in a language. हमें पढ़ाना क्या है? Nobody knows what to teach to make you full of skills. And 2 पॉइंट और बचा है स्टूडेंट्स। आई एम श्योर आप को अच्छा लग रहा होगा। Third point is the when question. ये the who हो गया, what हो गया, अब है when. The question is, when do we teach what? पहला था who, फिर what, फिर when. अब मैं देखिए क्या कह रहा हूं. The question is, when do we teach what? It is not a question of when we start teaching English. By the when question here is meant the grading and the arrangement of language material. How it is graded, how the language material is arranged. It is not possible to teach all the selected material at a time, at the same time. Some things have got to come first, कोई चीज पहले आएगी. And the selection of those things shows what and how much of the language is taught, why and for whom it is chosen. It may include either the most frequent, the most useful, or the most teachable part of the language, or some continuation of these, which consists of, you can say, the words, the meanings, the forms, the structures, which cooperate together as a limited language. And the grading of the material is therefore the answer to the question, what comes before what? What comes before what? And how much of it comes in at a time? So, कुछ प्रिंसिपल्स को फॉलो करना है, एंड आई विल टेल यू द प्रिंसिपल्स व्हिच हैज टू बी कंसीडर्ड. पहला, सिंपल थिंग्स शुड कम इन बिफोर मोर कॉम्प्लेक्स थिंग्स. पहले सिंपल थिंग्स आनी चाहिए बिफोर द कॉम्प्लेक्स थिंग्स कम. सेकेंड पॉइंट, मोर यूजफुल एंड मोर फ्रीक्वेंट शुड कम बिफोर द लेस यूजफुल एंड लेस फ्रीक्वेंट. जैसे जब हम पढ़ाएंगे तो पहले सिंपल पढ़ाएंगे, फिर उसमें ये पढ़ाएंगे कि सबसे ज्यादा यूजफुल क्या है, सबसे ज्यादा फ्रीक्वेंट क्या है. लेस यूजफुल एंड लेस फ्रीक्वेंट अपने आप आपको आ जाएगा. द मोर, थर्ड पॉइंट क्या होगा, द मोर टीचेबल शुड कम बिफोर. जो हमें बहुत ज्यादा पढ़ाना है, जिसकी बहुत जरूरत है, दैट शुड कम बिफोर द लेस टीचेबल. जैसे मैं यूजीसी नेट पे जब पढ़ाता हूं तो आई टीच हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंग्लिश लिटरेचर मच 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 मच, बिकॉज दैट इज द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द सिस्टम. And fourth point, what is taught first should make clear what is taught next, क्योंकि everything has to be a continuation. And the last point is that those parts of the language which are easily learned should be kept together, and those which are easily confused should be kept apart. तब आपकी जो learning होती है वो बहुत बेहतरीन होती है. कंफ्यूजन वाला पार्ट को थोड़ा दूर रखिए, जिससे कि कम से कम उतना तो आ जाए जो हम कर सकते हैं. फाइन. सो ये था नेक्स्ट शेल में कि हाउ दिस लैंग्वेज इज टेकन इनटू कंसीडरेशन. एंड द लास्ट पॉइंट व्हिच आई एम गोइंग टू टेल यू हियर इज हु, व्हाट, व्हेन, एंड लास्ट इज हाउ. How. The last तो हो गया who, what, when and how. And this how, this refers to method. How do I do the job? How do I do the job? It is the presentation of the material, which means communicating something to somebody. You are communicating. Everybody communicates all the day. And the answer to how question comes from the answer to three antecedent questions. Three antecedent questions. There cannot be one answer to the question of how to teach a language. No, there cannot be one answer. It is actually futile to speak of you can say the direct method or the translation grammar method We can have only one method, a method. We should not confuse principles with methods. Method क्या होता है? Method is basically a technique, students, of handling the material. And there will be as many methods as there are teachers. जितने teachers हैं उतने methods होते हैं. जितने teachers होते हैं उतने methods होते हैं. So never go with that. Fine. So any more questions? I think now in this entire session of approximately 50 minutes, I have tried to make you understand that those students who actually wish to have a dream to connect with the society, to connect with their career, to connect with their schools and colleges, to nourish themselves with the best, they are most welcome to join these classes which is going to start from tomorrow, as well as for the UGC NET late evening batch. Otherwise there are 2 batches already running in the morning, and the IAS Mains English Literature too. So I'll take rest and not making much of your time. If you have any questions, you may ask me for the next 30 seconds, or I'm sure you must all be very happy to get this lecture, and I wait that you have a wonderful evening and a good day ahead. Thank you, students. God bless you. And if you have any queries, any problems, anything which you want to discuss telephonically or WhatsApp, this is my number written here. You can WhatsApp. Thank you, students. Take care.